Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
I'm Mr-Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And today we went old school today.
We did go old school.
Jim Beam.
Good stuff. I left a little, tummy ache going on, but I'm good now.
I drink alone, my buddy Jim Beam. And we've got a few people here.
We do. Marvelous Michael's first out the box. Super C Delights. Awesome Antiquarian Bookman. Ferocious Feral Girl Vintage. And the new nice Nanette McCormick is in the house.
She's been here before.
I know, but I like a lot of triple N.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, Powerful Puddings as well. How's it going?
And welcome in, everybody. Happy New Year. It wasn't such a happy New Year. 1 minute into the new year, the Ohio State Buckeyes lost a heartbreaker.
That was a heartbreaker.
That was a heartbreaker. Yeah. But on the plus side, I have the 10th of January off of work, and I will not be staying up late on the 9th. So I guess I can actually get some stuff listed.
Oh, nice. Good for
you. Got to make, they give you lemons, you got to make lemonade.
Yeah.
So hopefully your New Year started out a little better than mine did. On the other side, though, the year can only get better.
It is true.
1 minute in and I'm heartbroken, so it can only get better.
All right, we got Powerful Popeyes in the house. Move over Memphis. That's not nice. Are you rubbing it in now?
That is rubbing it in. That's just
Delightful Dawn. And Marvelous Mr. Hot Wheels. Happy New Year's to everyone.
And with the new year, did it bring new sales? Let us know how your sales are going, and why don't you let me know how your sales are going, Mr. Magazine?
We're actually doing decent. I'm not complaining. Amazon's
That's
pretty
back-to-back weeks.
I know. Amazon's been pretty steady.
Kind of what we're known for.
Exactly. Amazon's steady. eBay, we're getting good stuff on there. We're getting our sales up. Selling some good stuff. Adult site's moving along. A DVD site's good. So no complaints on my end right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back-to-back, no complaint weeks. Yeah. How about everybody else out there? Now, I did talk to a mutual friend, and he was having some pretty poor sales all the way through Christmas week. And I emailed him this morning, and he said that yesterday was a good day for him.
Oh, wow.
So it was a good day. Horrifying.
Jeez.
Oh.
Shoot.
Oh,
hold on. Crunchies in the house. First thing that came to my mind.
That's all right.
Oh, good. All right, we'll take Yo is good. All right.
Wow. So people are not having good sales. Down 15% year over year, but it's only day 4. It was down 2.3% for the year last year. Wow. Wow. So people are
and I did check. I don't know how to check eBay. You can probably show me Monday, but for Amazon, I looked at sales last year, January 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and we're right around the same or a little higher, which is better, seeing that last year we were 20% down for the year. So hopefully this year will be better. We got a lot of good stuff on, and we'll see what happens.
Wow. Slow, but one good sale today. $84 for a yearbook.
I can't argue with that. Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good after Christmas.
Okay. So we got one person good and a lot of people not so good. Good sales over the long weekend.
Juicy John.
Only one the last 30 hours.
I can't really call him Juicy John, though. We got to call him something. Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out for sure. Nice Nova Crow. Evening all. How's it going? Super cool Kelly.
Sales continue to be steady. Okay.
Can't argue with steady. Steady's good.
All right. That's all right. If you lived in your town, that's all right.
Can't do nothing about that.
Aren't putrid, but not great. Okay.
Super sensible.
Sales are picking up.
All right. Hit and miss, it looks like, all over the place.
Yeah, it really is. Now, my sales today were slow. However, all of a sudden, while we were sitting here filming the studio shows, I sold 3 items on Amazon in like 5 minutes. So I don't understand three different people. So I don't understand that. My sales had been good until today. Today was a slow day. I listed some good stuff. Of course, that does make a big difference as well. But now the sales have been good. I can't complain. I did sell 1 item on $1,000,000 Cool. Only 2 items on Etsy. So right when I ramp up with my listing on Etsy, it dies, of course, because that's just the way things work out for me. And I actually sold another Flophouse CD.
Nice.
Can you imagine if I actually got those Flophouse CDs listed, how many I'd be selling? That might help.
Too many.
But
yeah, turn it into the new Etsy.
Exactly. There you go.
Oh, Crunchy wants you to read that one.
Been steady, man. Nothing crazy, but they coming in faux show.
Got that right. Cha-ching.
Faux show.
Cool, Carl. How's it
We're
going?
down- Oh,
60%. Wait,
oh.
since last year, the whole year, 60%?
Year over year. No, his December sales
December,
1 year
okay.
versus the other.
Still, that's still
60%.
brutal.
That
Still
is brutal, to
Wow.
say the least.
Jeez.
You're welcome, Carl. Wow. No big sales yet. Biggest sale was $48 this year. Yeah, I've had some okay sales this year. Wow.
Erie Eric, first thing that came to mind. Sorry.
Row your boat gently through the streets of Rochester. Yeah, it has been.
Yep.
Mr. Magazine may have a story if this rain keeps coming.
Never know. That's right.
He may have
I
a
might take
Facebook
over the
story for
rambling
us.
story.
60%. Yeah, that is very rough. Ouch.
Yeah, I'd be laying off like half my work crew at least. If that was for me. That's tough.
That's tough. Very tough. Yeesh. Deal that works for around 350 magazines. Going to be a nightmare to ship.
True. Yeah, it's always an issue. You know, I don't like doing things the wrong way, but sometimes in a case like that, you have to meet email then and hope to get away with it. It's because it's a deal breaker. You know.
Well, I'll tell you this, and I don't know if I gave any numbers or not, but remember I have those 29 boxes show up in my door.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what shipping costs? Because the gentleman did it the right way. He shipped it priority or UPS.
And they were brown boxes or flat rates.
They were not flat rates.
How many per box?
All different size boxes. I think I forgot how many magazines I picked up.
Coming from where?
12 New York City.
Okay, that's not
1,200 magazines, something other like that.
It had been $30 a box.
$1,000. Yeah.
So 30 times 30, yeah.
So first
I
I
mean,
reimbursed
if he was smart, he could have B rated them. Maybe it'd have been cheaper that way. Regional B. By the way, they're still in the system A and B boxes.
Yeah, till the 23rd, I think it is.
Damn
Yep,
it.
and they disappear. Yep. Then you have to pay regular postage on it to use that size box.
Wow.
Yep. But yeah, so I spent $1,000 on the shipping alone on that. So if you're doing 350 magazines, would it be about a third of that? You're talking a couple $100 anyway to get them shipped.
But it still beats renting a truck, driving.
Oh, yeah,
there.
it definitely does.
So
Definitely
there's
does.
nothing you can do about that.
Definitely does. Yep. How about any buy? Oh, before I go into buys, the offers report. So eBay is definitely showing my stuff. I was able to give 198 offers.
Wow.
Which usually I'm giving 130 to 140. Yeah. So 198 offers.
Yep.
But listen to this, Mr. Magazine. 143 of those were within the last 2 years items.
Wow.
They are pushing. I mean,
they want your crap out of there.
Well, the new stuff. 70% of the stuff is newer listings.
Yeah.
That they're give me. Oh, thank you, Don.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so 70% of the items are newer items that I can make offers on.
Wow.
And then 19 out of 55 this last week were promoted. So it's going about usual, about a third promoted, which is about where we usually are. Yeah. So I'm not noticing any difference in the promoted, but they definitely are giving me a lot of opportunities to send offers to buyers. How about any buys, Mr. Magazine?
Toys seem to be rolling in daily.
Still.
Big toy collections. I got a few guys that are selling old toys, new toys. One deal was 2 truckloads, probably.
Of toys?
2. They have new toys in boxes, like 300 of them.
Truckloads as in?
2, like 2 SUVs.
Oh, okay.
But it was like over 300 figures boxed, somewhere the big box ones, but a few of these guys are just selling off their collection little by little, and, I can't turn that down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Those offers coming in pimp hand strong, man.
That's right.
Yep. Can't argue with that.
I agree.
So Mr. Magazine actually gave me some sheet music.
Oh,
so that kept my thing to buy less, because if it's free.
Beautiful Barbara's in the house. How's it going?
And I believe it is, according to my Facebook, I believe it is Barbara's birthday. Happy birthday, Barbara.
Happy birthday. Nice.
Assuming Facebook's right. She could have put in a fake date. People do that sometimes too.
What do they call that? Dog fishing? I don't know. It's not catfishing.
So then I went on a house call to a mutual friend of ours. Okay. And he's do the end and sell similar. You'll see more offers available on those older items.
I won't touch that with a 10-foot pole.
And this gentleman has been picking for 25 years, going to sales and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He primarily sells musical instruments and electronics. We went to an auction at a store back in the day. And he called me and he said, "You interested in buying books and all that?" And he had a lot of music books and things like that. But when I say music books, I'm talking, Bob Dylan and things like that. I'm not talking, 1920 sheet music or anything like that. And he also has been going to sales for 25 years. And much as like I don't do toys,
Mm-hmm.
but if I went to sales and I saw toys that I just like, I think that's a really good deal at $1.
Yeah.
And I just buy it and I put it in the corner and I just buy, that's an interesting looking ashtray and I'll buy it for $1 and put it in the corner and so on. That's kind of what he's been doing for books for 25 years.
Right.
And I went over there and he said, "Look, I've got about 300 books. I'd like to get around $1,000 out of them." I said, "All right, we can work something or other out." Then he contacts me and he says, "Good news. I got over 500 books."
Okay.
I'm like, okay, I'm not sure if that's really good news or not.
Well, if the price is the same, I guess it's good news, right?
Nah, he raised the price. But I ended up getting them. I paid $1,400 for 506 books, which is a little more than I like to pay.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, what was the first thing you noticed when you came in the house, Mr. Magazine?
I started seeing some organizing going on.
And calendars.
Yeah, I did see some calendars. Yeah.
And he had some 1970s J.R. Tolkien calendars. Mm-hmm. He had some, I think Boris calendar from, right back then and things like that, which I know those are going to sell for. In fact, I looked up the J.R. Tolkiens. They sell for anywhere from $40 to $75 a piece. And he's got 3 or 4 of those.
Yeah, nice.
And that was one of the reasons why I pulled the trigger on the deal, even though, so it blew my New Year's resolution on the 3rd, or actually it was on the 2nd.
Nice.
I lasted till the 2nd before I bought something, completely blew it all to hell because I've already spent way more than I wanted to spend. But again, I started going through 2 boxes of books I brought in here.
Yeah. A
bunch of the books are sealed. So when he went to sales, he saw a sealed book for $1 or $2 and bought it.
Nice.
So is there going to be junk in here? Of course there's going to be junk. But I also know there's going to be a lot of good stuff because we're dealing with 25 years of him buying stuff at sales.
Right.
He showed me there was and I don't know exactly what the title is, but it's like 40 years of Adidas sneakers.
Mm. And
he showed me he bought it on closeout for $30.
Right.
Still had the price tag on it.
Yeah.
I looked it up. It's like a $75 book.
And
that's in there.
Yeah.
And so I kind of said, something, I don't really want to buy this deal because I'm trying to buy less, but sometimes you still got to buy stuff in a deal like that. Because again, he's picked good stuff over 25 years and he knows enough about books that he's not going to pick garbage, but he doesn't know enough about them that he necessarily cares. And he's like, geez, I bought these things here for my own collection, but I'm just going to get rid of them to you. And then he called me and he found another box he had forgotten about. So I stopped by today and bought some more stuff off and bought the rest of his stuff out.
Nice.
So blew my New Year's resolutions to heck, and it took 2 days.
Yep.
But what are you going to do? But you got to buy. And that's kind of what we've always said. Even when you're trying not to buy, you still buy if it's a good deal.
Yeah.
And
this stuff it's going to sell. Why would you turn down money?
Yeah, and this is one of those deals. Again, I bet the top 20 books out of there, I'm out of it.
Right.
I'm out of the whole deal. Yeah. And there's a whole bunch of $30, $40, $50 books in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, delightful dreamies in the house. All right. Let's see, a lot of birthday wishes there. Who's that guy? Who's that?
No, I don't know. They're talking amongst themselves.
There you go.
Made alone, and I thought you would. There you go, Don. A liquidation bin store in my area. No idea it was there. Must have driven by it hundreds of times. We'll check it out next week. They claim all books are free. Oh, God.
Nice. Your inventory is going to expand.
Remind me not to visit your town because I'll have to empty the SUV and fill it back up again. Now, did you notice I did empty all the Flophouse CDs out?
I didn't notice that, but I noticed sorting piles. You're getting organized. You're preparing to list a lot of stuff.
I am all set to begin to start to prepare to list.
Yeah.
So we're beginning to start to prepare.
Pudding's got a plan in the works.
100 new listings today. Whoa. That's pretty ambitious.
Yeah.
That is ambitious. 1,000 items.
Good stuff. All right. What else you got in the docket?
Oh, we got lots of stuff here in the docket. Oh, we got a glitch of the week. You had one, Mr. Magazine.
I thought it was one.
It was one.
It was for sure. Okay, because then I started getting listings the next later that day or the next day.
Well, why don't you tell all the people what
when I go to relist, there's a whole system. I got to get all the auction items up that didn't sell. There's probably a couple hundred a day, even more sometimes. And I relist them. I add $5 to $6 to each one, put them in my store, and then I take offers. So I jack the price up a little bit because I know they're going to lowball me. And for 2 days, I had 0 listings that sold or that ended with no bids, which is usually there should have been at least 500, 600, 700 there. So I was getting a little nervous, but everything was live. It was supposed to be live. And Papergoy reassured me, said eventually it's a glitch. It'll come back, and it did.
And that same day, I went to relist things, and I got an error that 20 listings were not processed due to server error. So they were having a server error, and that was on Monday, which is the 2nd. So that was Monday morning. They were having glitches over at eBay. And, I didn't print this out, did I, Mr. Magazine? Well, I got an email. I was going to have you read it, but I forgot to print it out. I got it. I am set up. You have to opt in for it, where I get emails from eBay every time I make a sale.
Okay.
So I got an email from eBay on, I think, the 3rd that I made a sale of a magazine. And I always like to see what it was and everything. Guess what my sales price was?
I have no idea. 0.
There you go. you should work for eBay as their programmer. So I got
obvious guess.
I got an email telling me I sold this magazine for $0.
Wow.
I said, apparently I'm running giveaways on eBay now. Huh, nice of me. Darn nice of me. So yeah, there was a glitch there in the emails.
I thought it was whatnot.
Exactly. So there was a glitch over there. We're going to head on into item of the week. And I believe
I do have the item of the week. So before I show you this, I think we mentioned it last week. I had a 2-day signing session with JSA, Jimmy Spence. They were certifying supposed to be at least 12 to 1,500 items, putting their stickers on them, saying they're authentic and so forth. And we knew some weren't going to pass. I had some celebrity stuff that I got from other people and stuff. But it didn't work out as planned. I had so much stuff, and he was short-staffed. So they did maybe a third of what they were supposed to get to. So my bill was a little less, which was good. But digging through things for him to certify, I came across this lovely piece. And if you notice, it's signed to Chaz, Mickey Mantle. Now, I don't know if you guys know who Chaz is, but he ends up growing up to be a very famous YouTube star named Mr-Magazine.
Oh, there you go.
Isn't that neat? So I thought that was kind of cool. I met Mickey Mantle a bunch of times when I was younger, and I forgot I had this piece. It was sitting in a little safe, and I figured, a nice conversation piece to mention. My good-looking days, many, many moons ago.
Well, now you've got at least one piece up on the wall, or used to be up on the wall, that I want to buy if you ever do decide to sell. So.
I was looking for that one to show, but I couldn't find it. I think it's at my house, buried in one of the drawers or something in the basement. But yeah.
Well, when you get sick of exhibiting it in one of the drawers in your basement and you want to sell it, just reach out to me.
You got it.
Very nice.
Well, I may be. You
may be on it.
Yeah, I'm on it, but not like that. Yes.
Not exhibiting.
I might have some friends that are on there, some people I know, but that's about as far as it goes.
Nice. Bulk labels. I got a no shipping method available message. Worked once. I refreshed though. And all these things are scary though too. Remember, when I had which a couple of other people had as well, the thing where it showed you have no listings. Like what?
Yeah, that would freak out.
That's very frightening there. Because again, and that's the other thing too, is you don't know. Like, did I do something wrong?
Yeah.
Did all my listings end for some reason? What is going on? Am I suspended? Yeah. What's going on?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
This warehouse space is so expensive outside of DC here. Ooh, love to consolidate my 2 storage units. Yep.
That's basically what I did, 5 years ago when I had 2 warehouses I was renting. Got rid of them and bought the big warehouse. So at least I own it and I'm paying less a month now. So it's a good move. If it's worth doing, it's definitely going to make you money down the road.
Buckle yourself in. This is going to take a while. Insulting offer of the week. I don't know. This last week takes the cake.
I knew it'd be record breaking.
I have never seen so many insulting offers as this last week. Apparently, everybody's bored sitting home from school or wherever and making offers. For instance, a twist trim exercise brochure, which I know I showed you guys a picture of on the community post or on YouTube. Check that out if you haven't already. It's got great graphics from the 1950s. I'm asking $22, free shipping. I got a $5 offer, which means I could have made about 7 cents off of that, assuming I got it for free, which I did not.
They would be very happy with it, though.
They would be when they'd get in shape. Oh, they probably were planning on getting in shape. And
they probably thought it was the real item.
They probably did too. You never know on that over there. Mr-Magazine had a 1962 World Series program. He's asking $30. Got a $5 offer. I know you haven't been to a World Series lately.
No.
But what would a program at the 2023 World Series cost?
I think $30.
I was going to say $20 to $30. Yeah, at least.
But if you go back in time, what year was the program?
1962.
In 62 was probably a few dollars.
Oh, yeah.
$3. And they're offering $5.
They're offering $5. Yeah, definitely. Then you had a Ted Williams baseball card from 1957. $70. You were offered $20 on it. And the crazy thing about that is sports cards aren't, the twist thing that I had up there, there's no price guide on that.
Right.
Maybe the guy thinks it's worth $5.
Yeah.
But the Ted Williams 1957 baseball cards, there's an established value on them.
Yeah, right.
It's greater than $20.
Yes.
Then I had a boxing arcade exhibit card. I was asking $11 on. I got offered $3. I passed on that because I couldn't even ship it for $3.
Yeah, right.
When you get down to it. Then the aliens always come back.
They do.
So Mr-Magazine, a couple of times, a couple of shows ago, he had, and it was probably the same guy making an offer thinking that you had missed it.
Probably. Yeah.
Mr-Magazine had a graded aliens VHS. He wanted 5,654 pounds. The guy offered 1 pound. Now, I know shipping's expensive, but it's not that expensive to make up the difference. This time,
I was thinking if we were in two different countries, but if there was a way of showing him how insulting the difference between 5,000 pounds and 1 pound is, I get to throw 5,000 pounds on him, and he gets to throw 1 pound on me, and see what a big difference it is. They might learn their lesson at that point.
Well, I banhammered him this time, so you will not be getting that one again. And then another one, you had the same, that Exxon HO item that we were talking about last week, $50. You got a $2.30 offer on it again. So, Mr-Magazine, I think the market has spoken. That is worth $2.
I'm selling junk.
That's is worth $2.
I am way overpriced.
We banhammered this time on that one. Then I had a $32 Look magazine at auction, free shipping, 4 days left. Guy offers $10. Yeah, let me end it for that so I can make $1.
That's crazy.
Looks like other people are chiming in. We still got more to go, but we'll see what other people are saying in here. $50 for a $200. See, and again, that's another one of those crazy ones.
Let's just say you're off by 50%. It's really only worth $100. Or say a lowest comp was $100. They're still offering half of the lowest comp, and I'm sure it's closer to $200. Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow.
Happy New Year's, Jim. How's it going? And what's that pudding's got going on here?
eBay buyer couldn't send an offer. They wanted to offer 14 and a 45. I blocked them already. Oh, geez. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess some people never learn.
Jeff's in the house. How's it going?
$10 for a $70 item was mine. Oof. Shark Fans 2 new. $10 on 70.
Crazy.
Sorry to hear that. Yeah. Wow. No Lowballs yet. Turn off my blood pressure skyrockets. Can't help it.
Yeah,
I understand.
True. Yeah, for sure.
I understand completely. Although the banhammer's fun to bring out. Jeez. God, for Papergoy ever phone with Cole, I'd whisper in his ear, offer you $4 for. You're right, Aaron. I most certainly would.
That's a good idea.
I most certainly would.
Yeah.
I'd be yelling to Mrs. Papergoy, don't take it.
I think if my wife was in a coma, I whispered, I'm bankrupt and out of money. I think she would wake up in shock.
That's true, too. Yeah. The screener for a divorce lawyer. Couple of other ones over here. Oh, you had, and I don't know exactly what this was. Offer $5 no matter the price.
Yeah.
Half price.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, half price is definitely something you see, which again, because I have free
Yeah.
shipping, is not really half price.
Right.
Hammered by Lowballs all week. Yeah, no, they definitely are out there. You had this over here, Mr. Magazine, and I don't know what this is, a multiverse Frost King figure.
Okay, yeah, I think it's DC Universe.
Okay.
DC, I think it's DC.
Is that the one you said took like multiple things to put together?
No, that's a build-a-figure. If it says BAF, it's a build-a-figure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You were asking $65.50. They offered $5.77. I like how they come with 77 cents.
Well,
And maybe if you'd offer 6, you would have
right.
taken
But
it.
if it's I think it's the build-a-figure where you have to buy all these different sets. It might cost you $150, and you got to open them all up and then build. Each piece comes one piece for the build-a-figure. That's like $1 per. So you have to spend $150 to build this and sell it for $5-6.
And then you had Optimus Prime at $200. You marked it down to $175. At least they didn't make the offer. They asked you via email, would you take $14 on it?
That was very nice of them.
They didn't waste your time for you to decline the offer. Oh, did you take the offer?
I did not take the
Okay.
offer.
Okay. So they offered you 14.
You know, it's weird. I get a lot of offers now from people that used up their offers. You know, and now what do you do? They want me to end it, relist it. They're still going to lowball me. What's the point? You had your shot. Sorry, you know.
Right. If they've used it up, they're obviously way too low.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a way you can check that you're not supposed to accept messages from them, but occasionally they still work their way. Well, because it's eBay programming. Let's be honest here.
Linda's in the house. How's it going?
Oh, and then I banhammered somebody myself. Couple $5 offers. Yep. I had an 1870s magazine. I was asking $18 on, which is low to start with.
Yeah.
With free shipping. I was asking $18 on it. They offered me $6. So I commented back to them.
Free shipping.
Yeah. I said that barely covers shipping and fees. So in their defense, they came back with an $8 offer.
Oh wow! So you can make $1 maybe if you're lucky.
I banhammered them. I said, you know something, I got better things to do. It's an 1870s magazine. Good luck finding it anywhere else.
You think they learn their lesson though? I mean, they just move on to someone else.
Well, not on that magazine. It's
No,
an 1870s magazine. There probably aren't a lot of them. Yeah. No, Linda, this was a record-setting week. This definitely was a record-setting week for Lowball offers.
You ever? I mean, I think it's way too entertaining to do this, but like to start taking the time, and I don't want to do it because now I got 200,000 listings that I didn't do it with. But moving forward and putting that number where it just automatically declines it, you know.
Yeah, but that takes away the.
As I said, it's way too entertaining. Yeah, how low can people go? Yeah, and banning them, it's just too fun.
It is fun. And then Mr. Magazine, we're into customer issues. You had a person from February 22 asking about an order.
I don't remember that one, but
they had made an order I think off your website, and they hadn't gotten it. They decided to wait 10 months or 11 months to contact you on it.
Did we track it or anything like that? Or
I don't remember. I don't think we just kind of like, whoa.
But we it doesn't happen a lot, but I would say every month we get someone that's had something, whether it's a DVD, a movie, a magazine, or whatever, where it was months and months, and they're just coming to, or like the best is a DVD site where 3 months later, like I played this for the first time and it doesn't work. So you had it for 3 months and you're too busy to play it for. Why are you buying it then? Crazy.
And then you also had a person contacting you with an overseas order. They want it marked as a present, so no customs.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Can't do that. Yep.
Cannot do that. It's against the law to do that, and against eBay policy, as a matter of fact. So, nope, not going to do that one over there. And someone in a second, they offered me $7.50 and a 19. I counted at 15. They came back with $5.55. Yeah, that's a ban hammer.
Yeah,
that's a ban hammer.
What are they trying to prove there? Yeah.
That's a ban hammer for sure. Decline to move on. I don't bother writing a message. They've already
True.
wasted
I agree. I ignore the really low ones. I just don't have time for that.
Yeah. Sometimes I write them messages just because it's good for the show.
Yeah.
See what I do for you people? Oh, I did notice that my eBay sales volume was down by a third. Or was that right? Yeah, or 25%. Okay, I sold 4,000 items in 2021 and 3,000 items in 2022. So it was down 25%. And then my sales dollars was down about 25% as well, all in all. I know we always will give you, after we get our taxes done, we'll give you the actual numbers. We will do that episode again like we did last year, where we give real numbers. spoiler alert, it was a tough year last year. I could have made more money working minimum wage somewhere. It was a tough year.
I always offer you that option.
No, I wrote down it was like, I said it was like working for Mr-Magazine. I worked for less than minimum wage. So yeah, it pretty much would be just like working for you.
I'm like eBay.
But a lot of that, without spoiling the episode coming up in a couple of months, I spent way too much. I spent $32,000 last year on inventory. And right now I'm on a pace to spend $60,000. So
wow, good for you. I think we might have had a record-breaking buying this year as well. And there was a couple of huge buys, which every year there's going to be some huge ones, but I think there was a lot more middle of the road $5,000 deals, $10,000 deals, than there was in the past, and it's going to add up. And our sales were down too, but I think our quality of inventory is better, and we can put down the better stuff this year between the grading and the certifying the autographs. I think we'll have a higher quality stuff to get some more sales in.
Oh, I had an item taken down off of eBay because I violated their policy.
Ooh, which policy is that?
Their policy against police fire emergency. I had a trucker hat from the 1980s, and because it listed the name of a fire department on the front of it, it got taken down after 6 months because you're not allowed to sell a trucker hat from 1980 from this with this fire department's name on it. It's kind of crazy, but
I'd like to see what is the reason? What do they think is going to happen? The
I guess
fire department doesn't like it, or
no, I guess that I'm going to wear that hat, and you're going to see
you're...
me wearing that hat, and you're going to think I'm a fireman and let me into the house because firemen show up just wearing 1980s trucker hats.
Well, the weirdest thing is what is this fireman doing getting out of a DeLorean?
I don't know. Right? I can't answer
think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Another interesting thing that I saw, I just read about it today, and
Linda has something important to say.
Go ahead. Oh, yes, hit the like button. Of course, it's very important. They're getting rid of. Yes, they are getting rid of. Yep. Yes, they are. I read over on e-commerce bites. They said that there were some parts of it that people found very helpful, and they are going to take the parts that people like, and they might bring something out again in the near future. That's what they said per e-commerce bites. And that half my revenue before taxes, no supplies. Yep. That was my plan. It was record setting, and this doesn't bode well for anybody here in the reselling business. We try not to be a channel that doom and gloom, but I got to bring you the facts as we see them. I just read today that 15% of new car buyers last year had monthly payments of $1,000 or more, and that's record. That's a record. It's I mean,
because the interest rate,
the interest rate went up.
The cars, cost of cars are up too, used or no.
Yep. Yeah. So they're buying new cars with all the bells and whistles, and then the interest rates are going up. And 15%. The year before it was 10.2%. I think it said. So it's up to 15% of people up there are.
That's brutal.
My first house at 8% interest when I bought it was with taxes rolled into my payment was $600. So you could buy a house, or you could just basically double that payment and buy a car.
And like an average car, probably. Like we have one employee that's been pushing for 40 hours, and he told another employee that his car payment, and mind you, it's an average car, is over $500, and his interest rate's so high, and his insurance is so high, he's paying probably $1,000 a month with everything.
Yeah, if you had insurance in as well, yeah. So a lot of people are strapped out there. I cannot complain. Thus far, sales are good, but if things go south, I mean, that's definitely one of the reasons. $1,000 a month is brutal for a car payment. God,
it's a lot of working. Steven's in the house. How's it going?
You're wearing sports clothing. We're confused. I'm laughing to see the lights because I've gone to a lot of football games until the pandemic happened. I was going with friends to a different stadium every year, and that was kind of a running joke. Wow, Tom Brady put on a lot of weight, because you see this 325-pound guy wearing a Brady jersey.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Every time I visit e-commerce brights, I feel like I stepped in 1990. If it broke, don't fix it. Yeah, no, they definitely have some good info. That is true. Another thing over here I wanted to mention, and this is just because it kind of ties into what we've talked about in the past, and I'm fascinated by this. the last Sherlock Holmes book at the beginning of this year fell out of copyright. Now you can write your Sherlock Holmes book. Now, here's the crazy thing about the law. There were 10 stories that were still in copyright.
Okay.
And this is going to go a little deep into the weeds, but I find this fascinating. In one of those 10 copyrighted stories, Sherlock Holmes changed a little bit his characteristics, and he liked dogs. And Watson got a second wife. So you could write a Sherlock Holmes story, but if that prior to this year, if that story had Sherlock Holmes liking dogs, you would get sued by the lawyers because that part was still in copyright.
Who has time for that? Seriously, that and what does it make it different? That part of it, like that's what kills.
Well, because then they can get it off the market, or you have to pay market licensing and everything. Well, right now you can have Sherlock Holmes like dogs. It's completely free. You can do anything you want with the Sherlock Holmes character at this point, as long as you don't violate somebody else that wrote a different story about Sherlock Holmes like 5 years ago.
Exactly.
And next year you can have Sherlock Holmes meet Steamboat Willie from Mickey Mouse era stuff. So
Superman or Batman coming in too?
They're coming in as well. But again, you can't have a Batmobile because that's I think 10 years after or something like that. So it's kind of crazy, but I'm fascinated by that. If I weren't a state auditor, I think I would end up being a copyright lawyer.
How about this one? Batman. Can you have Robin or no?
No, not for a few more years.
Batman. Now, can he have that van from what's the
Scooby-Doo? No, that's still it.
Oh, really? What about the Dumb and Dumber?
That's probably still protected
that would be,
as well.
That would be cool though. Instead of the Batmobile, the Dumb and Dumber grooming mobile.
$800 a month. Yep, that's exactly it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm getting a bargain for my Mercedes. Holy cow. Jeez. Crazy.
And I am starting to, I've put in place that if my download money in a week is above $1,000, which is last week, I actually did get more than $1,000 into my bank account, then I'm going to buy myself a 1954 Topps baseball card that I need for the set.
Okay.
Because I believe I'm down to 11 cards for the set, only one good card. Prices are all over the place on cards. I bought a 1954 Royce Sievers.
Yeah.
I ended up paying $7 all in for it in VG.
Yeah.
I could have spent $25. I could have spent $10. I could have spent $12.
All in the same condition. Because those all in the same condition. Yeah, probably we could go up to 40, 50, bro. But like those big card companies, they put those high grade ones on that are raw. And they go for ridiculous money. And sometimes they don't even have to be high grade. They could just be VG just because it's coming from, what are the big
Dean's
names?
cards?
Yeah, Dean's cards and Pristine and all that. Oh, my God. It's crazy.
Probstein, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it was just amazing to me just looking at how all over the prices were on those over there. And then I was also, I was going through piles of stuff that I bought in 2020. And I bought a lot of Life magazines. So I was listing a bunch of Life magazines over on Amazon. It is amazing how many Life magazines are on there for $5 with $3.99 shipping.
Yeah.
And again, you absolutely know that they're shipping media mail. Right. There's absolutely no way they can make money otherwise. Zero chance. And of course, I don't ship it that way.
Right.
So now I'm $12, $14, $16. And here's the problem.
You're kind of middle of the road.
Well, here's the problem. I've got it at $14. If it sells to California, I made like $1 on it.
Right. Yeah.
That's the crazy thing about the shipping.
Or at least a pound, right?
Oh, yeah. Most of them are 2 pounds. Yeah, pound and a half. Yep. Kind of crazy on that.
Too bad.
But nothing you can do about it. My check engine light came on and was told I needed new catalytic converters.
Oh. That seems to be the going rate.
Put the gas cap on. Oh. Wow. That's great. Maybe nobody stole your catalytic converters.
That's right.
You're just somebody stole your gas cap.
When I took a picture in an insurance company, it was like an empty undercarriage. There was like nothing underneath it pretty much. It was all gone.
Wow.
Yeah, nothing. Exhaust, everything was gone.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's like if you look at a Hot Wheels car, you turn upside down, it's just the chrome bottom. That's how my box truck looked like.
Did the bottom of your car say made in Malaysia?
No.
Oh, okay. One other thing. Oh, I actually went on a Facebook auction on Sunday, and I'm trying not to buy, and it's the first day of the year. And there was a lot up that I probably could have safely paid $100 to $125 for and made money. I bid, 30, 35, 40. I bid up to 50, dropped out, and left the auction. So I got my Jones in, where I was able to bid on something or other. I felt good about bidding on it. But I said, what am I doing? I'm going to buy it for $100, $125. I'm never going to get around to listing it.
Right.
And yes, it's a good deal at that price, but it's not a great deal.
Sure.
So I was able to bid and walk away. So that was why I was feeling good.
Nice. Yeah.
So the first day of the year, I was still on fleek, as we could say. Yeah. So a whole shelf of NBA mega boxes, nothing worthwhile. I was amazed to see it in the store.
They are not selling. NBA is really hard to sell right now. Football selling, some baseball, but the card box market, the retail aspect, not the hobby stuff, is like non-existent.
Really?
Yeah, they're not locked up anymore. No one's waiting in line, and yeah.
Why is that? Are there not such good inserts in there?
No, there's really good. There's still good stuff. I think the problem is they're just producing so much of it. Wow. I think Panini's trying to make a killing before Fanatics takes over. So.
Oh, okay. I use promoter listings just to compete, man. Yep. Not searching my price. Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right on that.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Oof.
That's brutal.
Oof. And you're still not having any problem selling it, Eric? Hey-o! Sorry. All right. Well, we're ahead of schedule today for once. That's good. Gonna be a short night tonight. Nothing wrong with that at all. Gonna head on into the main topic, which I wrote down. And Mr. Magazine, as usual, has no idea what we're going to talk about today. But I'm going to read this to him, and I want him to comment. For your reselling business,
okay,
evolution is better than stagnation. Agree, disagree, discuss.
I agree.
Well, thank you. Discuss.
Well, we've all evolved. I don't know how it's a bad thing. Because living and learning, growing, that's how I would look at. I've evolved as even a better businessman I am now than I was 10 years ago. Whether it was in a store, dealing with people, I'm more aggressive. When I was younger, I didn't care if I lost a deal. Now I want to get every deal possible. So, but talking to people, being nice to them. Even in my laundromat, sometimes people, I don't know if they're beating me out of $2 or $3. I could care less. Hey, here's $5. Use extra for drying. So as a businessman, I think I've evolved into a better businessman, smarter, maybe older, more mature. But I think evolution, it ties into that definitely.
Yeah. And the reason why we brought this up or we use this topic is there's a gentleman that we stalk every Monday morning, and we take a look at the items that he sells. And we've been doing it for a couple of years now.
It's more entertainment than stalking. It's just like curiosity, like, how, I don't want to use the word dumb, or like, let's see what nice item is going to go for $5 and,
that he could have gotten
right.
25. And,
right.
and that's kind of what got me thinking about it. Is there were a couple of items he sold this last weekend, and you'll attest to this. Most of the time when I'm going through his sold listings, there's at least 1 to 2 items that I will scream, what are you doing? You could have gotten $30 out of that, and you sold it for $8. What are you doing? Have you learned nothing? And that happens regularly. Almost every single week, there's 1 to 2 items that I'm.
And he doesn't sell a lot, and he doesn't sell a lot of expensive items. He puts everything out cheap, and they sell cheap. And that was us probably
that was
10 years ago or whatever.
Exactly.
Not knowing, not caring, and then you live and learn, or you see someone that has, like we saw that one seller had our same stuff, selling the stuff we had 3 times the price and getting it, So it's your whole mindset, definitely.
Yeah, and definitely. And that was what it was. And, I ran into the same problem, and I've mentioned this any number of times. I was still doing my 2010 shtick in 2015. And, sales were good, and they were okay in 2010, 11, 12. They were okay. And then all of a sudden, 14, 15, 16, there was a very noticeable dip in sales, and I was making a lot less money. Now, I made a lot less money in 2022, but that's because I spent a lot of money on product.
Right.
In 2016, I didn't make a lot of money, but it had nothing to do with the amount of money I was spending on product. It just was, I was in a rut. I most definitely was in a rut. I wasn't doing good listings, and the market had changed around me, and I never changed up what I was doing.
Right.
And it definitely, it was an epiphany when I was like, whoa, I got to change things up, because I'm making, you know, when your sales are going down year after year after year,
Yeah.
At some point you got to change it up.
Right. Where are you going? Right. Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you can only blame it on outside forces. Oh, the economy, eBay, this, that for so long.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I could still blame it on that, but at some point I'd go out of business.
Right.
You know, and I could blame it to my grave that, oh, stupid eBay didn't bring the car, or stupid,
Right.
or stupid, well, it doesn't do me any good because I'm out of business at this point.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, not that I was close to doing that, but my sales were certainly putrid forever. Which at least gets 37, but the rest of us can only get 10 to 15 for. Yeah. Yep. And that would be one that I would sit there and I would study why is he getting it? And I would just study left and right. What is he doing? What is he doing differently? And that would basically be a case study. Now, my case studies tend to be the other way. Like, why is this person only getting that? I'm not going to list this way.
Right.
You know, and how many times have I sat there because the gentleman that we look at his sales has an item up that I've sold myself.
Right.
Or we'll look at the cover and it'll be like, you didn't even mention the cover artist. You said great ads and content.
There's a flag, U.S. flag, and then he doesn't mention that, or someone famous and doesn't mention that. It's crazy.
Yeah, we'll sit there and scream. When a seller sells for way too cheap, I think that triggers lowball offers for potential buyers.
Yeah,
definitely.
I agree. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
You know,
when you're setting a precedent too, if you're going to accept lowball offers, then that same people are going to expect it every time. I had one guy on the DVD site. He bought like 5 or 6 of them offline. He wanted to buy them from me and get a discount. And I did it not thinking like, okay, maybe it's a one-time deal. Then he wanted to do it again. I said, no offense. I sell these things all day long, all over the world. You know, I don't need to discount them. And if I give you this discount now, you're going to get a discount every time. I go, I don't want to run my business like that. And he understood, and he's still buying from me.
Oh, good. Yeah, and that was what would happen is, well, we'll see what people are saying over here because we got some good conversation.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
some might be weird about that.
Yeah, that he probably wouldn't tell you, but I definitely would watch it on it. You got my vote.
Yeah.
Lower my price for the holidays, and the algorithm give me the same traffic. I raise them back up with promoted and send offers. Still was selling holiday. Yep.
Nice.
Yep. eBay's getting 100% this year. Hey, you gotta.
That's true.
Off topic, anyone seen an eBay commercial during the holidays? Other than eBay Motors. They do have that advertisement out that, I meant to talk about that. So I'll talk about it real quick when I go back to our main subject in a minute. Have you seen their new thing?
I did not.
Everybody hates, I'm going to paraphrase, I forget exactly how it says it, but it says everybody hates getting F***KED. And it's supposed to mean everybody hates getting faked. And it's aimed at the millennials, and that, you can come to eBay and you can buy designer handbags and all that sort of stuff. And because of our authentication program, you can guarantee that the stuff you're getting is real. But it's gotten a lot of blowback from people that when they see F***KED, think it means something different, and that nobody likes getting faked. And so it's gotten a lot of blowback as just being pretty much a classless commercial.
Yeah.
And certainly not aimed at us by any means whatsoever. Yeah. Not that, of course, I'm going to buy a designer handbag, but it's not aimed at us either. So they're trying for the millennial market. Yep. You know what they reminded me of with that advertisement? Did you go out to the clubs when you were, dance clubs when you were in your early 20s?
Yeah.
And did you ever notice there were those 2 45-year-old guys sitting down at
Yes, I did go to clubs in my early 20s.
Nice. Did you ever notice there were those 2 45-year-old guys sitting down at the end of the bar?
Yeah.
They were always the out-of-place old guys.
It's odd. I heard they were at strip clubs, too. I never went to them.
Of course.
Yeah,
they probably
always creepy old guys there, too.
But, these were the creepy old guys grooving on all the 22-year-old girls, figuring we got money, we can buy them drinks. And,
right.
And every guy in the place laughed at him. Well, that's kind of what I think people are doing with eBay at this point. They're trying to be the cool website. Don't get faked. Look, we made it sound almost dirty. Ha, ha, ha. And, of course, I'm trying to peddle 1870s magazines. I'm not into that kind of nonsense.
Right.
Let's push the stuff that I have up for sale, not handbags to millennials.
Right.
But There are a few sellers who had hundreds of pre-World War II German Santa Claus postcards, 30 to 50, selling it for 8 to 12.
Wow.
Oh, oof. Yep. And again, if they bought them right, they don't care. They're just moving them.
Right.
Although the plus side of that, Puddings, though, is you'll sell them eventually. They've sold through theirs. You've still got yours, and Christmas sells all year long.
Just like trade cards. You want to sell them for $1 to $3 on one, that's fine. Or I can sell them for 30 to 50 if I hold out. You know,
yes, you can. I hear you. So when you bring me more trade cards, we want a 20% discount morphed into 30, then 40, then 50.
Nice.
Wow.
All right.
The incredible growing discount.
Smart people.
That's true too. There is always something to be said for doing that as well. Yes, it is, Eric. Yes, it is. Most definitely. Yes, there's a lot of race to the bottom, especially, I mean, that's what Amazon was always notorious for. Yep. Another one for eBay authentication. The woman's talking about, I get the whole expensive purses every day for a living. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that one, but yeah, no, the one is that way. F asterisk. But yeah, so I was not doing well at all in 2015, 2016 with sales. And, you know, I always give a lot of credit to, he comes in from time to time, one of our first subscribers, Radio Parts. He kind of turned me on to Facebook, the auctions over there, which I knew nothing about. Mm-hmm. He turned me on to YouTube and the videos, which I knew nothing about. And if I hadn't changed the way it would be going, you know, things were going, I'd still be in my own little world, you know, listing. Every once in a while when sales were down, I would probably go over to the boards and you know, see if people are saying, oh, sales are down. Right. And that would have been the extent of it. I evolved, and now we have a channel. We have, you know, I go to the Facebook auctions. I do my own Facebook auctions. I'll be honest, I probably would not have gotten allowed to sell on Whatnot except for all of these things over here. I probably wouldn't even have known about Whatnot, to be honest about you.
We would have said, oh, that's for the young kids.
Or maybe not even heard about it.
Or maybe I would be doing it and you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. You know, and again, but that's all because I evolved on things over there. But so if you've got something that's not working, I mean, it's the definition of insanity. Keep doing the same thing over and over again, and you hope you get different results.
Yeah.
I was in that spot. I definitely was in that spot. I had things going on in my life, whatever. So, but I still was in that spot.
Right.
I was doing bad listings, wasn't selling a lot. I wasn't raising my prices. You know, and when fees go up, this goes up, that goes up. Yeah, great. I'm selling a true magazine for $10.
Right.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
Even if I'm paying $1 for it, where am I going? Yeah. You know, now I'm again, last year was a little different because of the amount of stuff that I bought. But, you know, if I didn't spend the money last year, I would have had a good year overall.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not like I need to buy stuff, as you can see. I agree. Cross listings are the most sellers these days. Yeah, you definitely. Now I don't cross list the same product. I list different things across different venues. But yeah, definitely. You know, Etsy has a different things that sell on it than eBay has, than Amazon has, and if you just kind of know what's going to sell, certainly if you can get a cheap or free cross listing program, then that's a different story as well.
Sure.
In order to cheap postcard sellers, I list my cards for 50 to 100 more, still sell them just fine. Yeah, definitely. Positives definitely have a big thing to do with about
it. Yeah, I hear you there.
Probably is. Yes, we've thought about doing that. It actually was one of the ideas which we had last year. The only problem is I've been watching various YouTube auctions, and how you get paid is the difficult thing about it. I know that when Primetime used to do his, he required payment right away through PayPal. I know that Mr. Buys Lot has everybody register and everybody has a wrench and bids that way. So I've thought about it. Again, in 62 weeks, 2 days, but who's counting? I'll be retired, and that's going to free up a lot of time because even I've got a Facebook auction coming up Monday. I've got half the auction put together. I've got Whatnots coming up next Tuesday. And then next Saturday, I'm part of Ephemera, which should be good. But luckily, it was just a big box of stuff that I bought, all travel related. So it's all, if you're into trains, if you're into boats, if you're into things like that, you definitely want to come by. A lot of paper for those. It's good auction. But because I had the one box together, I was able to break it up into the 2 auctions.
Sure.
Just putting the stuff together for auctions takes a while, even the Facebook, even the whatever,
Right.
just putting it together. And that would be one of the things with the YouTube auction is then we'd have to find the time to put stuff together for that
Sure.
as well. Because again, we don't want to bring you junk. We want to bring you halfway decent stuff. So it's on the back burner. It's something that we've talked about, something we've thought about. Just nothing we've moved on yet over here. But I think the last line I wrote over here about the main topic, and I think this is, and tell me if you agree with this or not, Mr. Magazine. Just remember that most of your competitors will be complacent. So if you keep changing things up, you will be successful.
I agree with that.
Because eventually they're going to hit the upper limit of what they can do the way they're currently doing things.
Right. Yep.
And they're not going to change. And especially it's difficult to change when you get older as well.
Sure.
That's another part of it.
Yeah.
So they're going to be like, oh yeah, we'll take the big magazine dealer that we used to look at that was getting 3 times our price.
Yeah.
I've seen him at public auctions before. He's got to have me by 10 to 12 years at least. He's got to be in his mid to late 60s. I don't think he's changing things up at this point.
Right.
Because
Nor
again,
does he want to. It's working for him. He's making good money. No reason to change it. No reason to grow. Just keep doing what you're doing, plugging away. He's happy.
Yeah, because then again, I don't know I've never really talked to the gentleman, but if he's in his late 60s,
He's Social Security.
Yep.
He's got other income coming in. So if he's making a nice, chunk of change here on top of that, he's fine with that.
Yeah, if he's making, and I'm making a sum.
And he's selling quality, not quantity. He's selling those 30, 50, $80, $100 items, not as many of the 8, 10, 12s.
So he's not doing a ton of work.
Right, exactly.
Comparatively.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden now he just starts, he lists fewer items, but you can kind of go on an autopilot because if he's got 20,000 items listed, you're going to sell some no matter what. Now, instead of listing 100 new items every week, he's listing 50 new every week, let's say.
Yeah.
And he's kind of easing into total retirement on the stuff or finding an exit plan or whatever the case happens to be. He doesn't need to reinvent things because he's making enough money for his current situation. He's not trying to reinvent the wheel. He's not trying to set the world on fire.
And I'm sure at this point he's not like us where I'm going to buy 1,000 magazines or 2,000. He may be, hey, I'm going to buy these 100 quality ones. That's all I'm buying. He's not going to take the work jobs. He's going to take the easy, high quality, more expensive stuff.
Yep. So even there though, he would be evolving a little bit because now he's only buying the best of the best.
Right.
But then that creates an opportunity for somebody else to pick up his crumbs.
Right.
Because there's still money to be made.
Yeah.
Because if he made money and built his empire on 30 years of buying all of it, and now he's just buying the best stuff, somebody else can build an empire bottom feeding off the other stuff because there's money to be made in it.
Sure.
So hopefully that just kind of tells you just evolve. There's no right or wrong answer on what to do, and not everything you do is going to work out. That's certainly certainly no promises everything's going to work out. There's no guarantees. However, the more you change up on things, if you stay the same, you're not going to be successful forever. Because again, even your competitors are going to see what you're doing potentially and change what they're doing to match what you're doing, which then cuts into your sales.
Right.
So you just absolutely never know.
Oh,
yep. Yeah. I can't wait either. 62 weeks.
I can tell you something he won't be doing when he retires. He won't be telling us how many exact days till he retires. So that'll be a good thing. One less sentence out of his mouth.
Wow. That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. Very true.
Yeah.
We're now watching 29. Hit that thumb. Oh, thank you. 54 watching. I'm sorry.
All right. Cool.
Very nice. Let's see what Lisa did.
All right.
He wrote a book.
All right. You're reading.
Bought 30 new in-box older Panasonic security camera lenses for 110, listed with a volume discount of 4 or more. Sold all. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa.
Nice.
Whoa. Yeah, that's a good sale.
Yeah, that's a nice sale. Perfect.
Nice, easy packing up.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do.
Wow.
Definitely. Yeah.
I like that tie-in. Nice. Yeah. Nobody wants me to do that list. That's very true. Oh yeah.
We're all good at something.
Now we're gonna head on into the rambling story of the week. We'll do that one today because everybody loves dog stories, shaggy dog stories. So I was at my day job over on Bay Street. Are you familiar with Bay Street?
A little bit.
Not the greatest of all areas.
No.
And this used to be a city's service station that the gentleman bought, and he keeps his trucks there and everything. And I had to go over there to do the audit. And first couple of years that I did the audit, we sat out in his garage. It used to be the base. Sit out there, and I kind of sat there with him and talked with him and did the work. Well, he decided this next year he was going to have me in the office because he had a bunch of guys that, he's an older gentleman, and a bunch of his friends come on and hang out. So it's kind of the hangout place in the afternoons.
Yeah.
Well, his friends were all hanging out in the garage. So he goes, "Here, we'll put you in the office." So he sets me up in the office, no problem at all. And he's got 2 Rottweilers. And he's talking about these dogs. He goes, "Oh yeah, these dogs. Can you believe I'm getting sued?" I go, "What do you mean you're getting sued?" He goes, "Yeah, I'm getting sued because of these dogs. Because a couple of weeks ago, some kid tried to break into the office, and one of the dogs bit him, and he ran off, and he had blood running along and everything like that. But so he's trying to sue. My lawyer's saying they're probably getting settled with him, but the guy knew I had the dogs.
Right.
He tries to break in, and I get my
right.
I got to pay.
Exactly.
Geez, that's crazy. That's crazy. So 2 big Rottweilers are in there, and he goes, "Here's all the records that you need." And he hands me all the records, and he walks out in the garage, and so I'm like looking there. Okay, the dogs are fine. So I'm kind of doing what I need to do. And I decide that, okay, I've got to go get the guy. And I kind of go like this. And both dogs get up and stand at attention and start staring at me. And I go, "Okay, we're not doing that." And I'm like, "Am I going to yell for the guy? What am I going to?" So finally, I grab my phone.
I would not be yelling for the guy.
I grabbed my phone. Thank goodness we had cell phones.
Yeah.
And I gave the guy a call. And I'm like, "I'm ready for you to come on in and do the audit." And the dogs stand at attention the entire time. Second he opened the door to walk in, they both laid down. And I'm sitting there going, "Oh my goodness gracious. If that place had caught in fire, I would have died. Because there's no way I'm running out. Those dogs would have bitten me out of pieces."
I'd rather die in a fire than by Cujo.
Yeah,
two
Cujos sitting right over there. So the state does have a lot of auditing positions available. If anybody wants to get it, a lot of great times, a lot of great fun. You can meet dogs all across the county. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Yeah. The funny thing is I go into places and everybody always asks me, "Are you afraid of dogs? Are you fine with them?" I'm fine with them. I'm fine with them because it's like, whatever.
A lot of these things always happen to you in the bad areas of town, whether it's the CD flop house or Dogville.
Maybe I need to stay out of these bad areas of town. But hello, Anita J.
How's it going?
Let's see what Don said over there, and we'll been trying to snug. Oh yeah.
You didn't have any mutton in your pocket. Just throw it over there.
Yeah, I really would have done well snuggling. But the next auditor came and there's the last
auditor.
auditor.
Snuggling in a fetal position under a table. That's about
trust me, I was not moving that day. That was frightening. All righty, everybody. It was a fun show today.
Yeah,
it was a lot of fun. They're always fun, but it was a lot of fun today. I want to thank everybody for coming on by. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Stop on by Facebook on Monday. You can have a good auction. I've got half of it together. A lot of, not a lot, but some military stuff. I think I found some music books I'm going to put in it.
Nice.
So it should be a lot of fun. Some comic books as usual. Stop by Tuesday, 4:00 Eastern, over on Whatnot. A lot of transportation stuff. And Saturday, I think I'm at 6:00 at night. I'm going to have to stay up late that night.
Wow.
For Ephemerama. So that should be a lot of fun too. And Mr-Magazine is going to get some trade cards together at some point.
Yeah.
Put them on the spot over here.
Yep.
Want to thank everybody for coming on by. And we got good video up tomorrow. Oh, we did. I don't mean to prolong the show. We had a fun video today.
Good ending.
Oh,
shocking ending. Yeah. Took a turn.
A twist. So that one will be up beginning of February. We'll give you a shout out as it gets closer. It was one of the most fun videos we've ever done. We're just laughing there at the end of it. So it'll be a fun one as well. I'll try to bring you some good entertainment here in the current year as well as teaching you a little bit. So thank everybody for coming on by, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.